everybody. This is Scott DeCamp of CatchMark SportsNet. We're here for a special edition of Coach's Corner. It's Montague, 6-1 overall, 5-0 in the West Michigan Conference versus Whitehall, 6-1 overall, 4-1 in the conference, 7 p.m. Friday at Whitehall. I'd like to welcome both sides here. We've got coaches and players from both sides. We're doing one Coach's Corner this week because it's a special week. And I know it's already a big enough game, but yes, we're manufacturing even more hype with this show. So thank you for being good sports and being here, guys. Appreciate it. So over here, the visitors, we've got Montague, Coach Justin Dennett. We've got Senior Tug Nichols. Over here, Coach Tony Sigmund for Whitehall, and Whitehall Senior Braden Ben Patton. Thanks for coming in, guys. And just to get things started, we'll start back with Justin. If you could introduce Tug and talk a little bit about him and what he means to your team.
Yeah, Tug's a senior. He's one of our team captains. He plays receiver and safety for us. He's just a great leader, one of our vocal leaders. He's always encouraging and leading in a positive way. He's a great example in the weight room this summer and has done a great job throughout the season. Again, just being a leader and making some big plays for us on both sides of the ball.
And then you, Tony, if you could talk a little bit about Braden and how important he's been for you guys.
Yeah, so, Braden's a second-year starter for us and started every game for us his junior year at offensive tackle. And then this year he's continuing that position. And he's also gone ahead and become a two-way starter for us, playing outside linebacker. And, just a wonderful teammate. Has really grown and developed into his roles and really just, really played at a high level for us. So we're really excited for him and, he just keeps getting better each week, so excited.
Well, this series started in 1921. This is the 115th meeting this Friday. Montague leads the all-time series 64, 48, and 2. Last year was a great game. Could have gone either way. We'll get to that in a minute. The Bell streak, Montague's kept it for 6 straight years. Whitehall will be looking to change that this Friday. I want to hear from the players what this game means to them. We'll start off with Tug, being the visiting team. What does winning the Bell, keeping the Bell mean to you? And how is this game? What's this game like?
This game's crazy. I mean, it's a battle for the Bell, and it's high emotion, both sides. I mean, you grow up across the town from these guys, and just getting able to battle it out Friday for something that means so much is just amazing.
And then for you, Braden, what does it mean? What's it like playing this game? The emotions, just everything about it, everything that surrounds it.
Yeah, I mean, everything that goes into it, all the work we put forward, it means so much to, have that bell. And, I think definitely means a lot. Like he said, growing up on both sides of the bridge, you've played against these guys basically your whole life, and then finally being able, especially like my senior year and like our year, like being able to, battle it out. It's really.
So I alluded to last year's game. It was a 34-31 double overtime thriller at Montague. Andrew Cooey hit a 23-yard field goal in the second overtime. I understand, Tug, that you might have had a message for him. I'm not sure what it was, but what do you remember telling Cooey before the kick? Do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, I remember. I remember telling him just to start fresh after missing that field goal against Glen Lake the year before, that it didn't mean anything, that this is where he starts his new road.
And then what I remember on the Whitehall side, I remember a lot of things. There were a lot of great moments in that game. I remember Nate Boley kind of ad-libbing a play, 77-yard touchdown on a fourth down, which we asked you after the game, Tony. That took some guts to call a fake punt there, and you're like, that wasn't a fake punt. So there's Nate right there. What can you tell me about that play and just about that game, if you want to kind of lead it off, Braden, then we'll have Coach talk about it a little bit.
There's a lot of emotion that went into that game, especially because it was like neck and neck the whole game. It was really close. We both battled. I think we all both gave it our all, and it was just a lot of emotion, especially not coming out how we wanted it to last year. But this year hopefully we can change that.
What do you remember, Tony?
Well, the thing that I remember, and this is what I told some of our seniors when they were transitioning out of the school last year, is that, there are some games where teams will, or communities will remember more than others. And I think that that's going to be something to where every one of those kids or every kid that's played in that game can really go ahead and come back to the community, and they'll talk about, hey, do you remember that one time the COVID year hit? Were you a part of that game? And I think it's going to be a true honor for anyone to say, yes, I was a part of that game. I remember being interviewed after the game, and you said, this is one of those things where, this community can't really ask for much more. And to your point, there's a lot of truth to that. We also know too that, last year's Montague team was an excellent team, much like this year. So we're kind of hoping to duplicate that type of memory for all of our kids in the community and kind of working from there.
Yeah, and you had an excellent team too. You guys were 7-2, went to the district finals, hosted it, and you were like a whisker within, winning a conference title last year. And then on the other side, Montague, 12-0, state title, Division VI state title, road to it. Whitehall was the only team that truly pushed you guys from start to finish in the game. But Justin, what's this hype? What's this thing like? Just kind of going into this game. I mean, is it kind of a business as usual, or is it just something that's a little special about this game?
Yeah, I mean, for me, this is new, obviously. It's my first year being a part of it, and I'm not from the area, so I didn't know a whole lot about it beforehand. Actually, the first I learned of it was in my interview. Tug was on the interview, and at the end of it, he brought up the bell and kind of how important it was for us to keep that. And so that was kind of the first I learned of it. And you can just tell, like Tug said, with the kids growing up across the bridge from each other, it just means a lot. And it's similar to some rivalry games I've been a part of, but I don't think there's anything quite like this, just with how close the communities are, and it's definitely a special game.
Yeah, and while Montague's had the bell, if you ask a certain Whitehall player, Whitehall has all the good places to eat. Where is he? There he is. There's Nick Blanchard. So I wanted to bring that up, but just kind of fanning the flames a little bit. But anyway, just about this season, Montague's won 6 straight games after a season-opening loss to Edwardsburg, a really good Edwardsburg team. You clinched at least a share of the conference title already, going into this game. Whitehall's won 5 straight, all in dominating fashion. It was since the 32-19 loss in week 2 to Oak Ridge in the conference opener. You guys have really grown since then. During your winning streaks, I think defense has set the tone for both teams, from what I can see. Whitehall has allowed only 6 points in 5 games in that winning streak. Montague's allowed only 14 in 6 games. So we'll go back to the coaches again. Justin, besides the defense, what else have been the keys to your guys' current run that you're on?
A lot of it was just guys gaining experience. Like I've mentioned before, we started a few guys this year that didn't have a ton of experience in the past, and so it was kind of getting those guys settled in and their positions, and we moved some guys around early in the season, and now we kind of have everybody where we think is the best fit, and they're learning there, and we've grown each week, so just kind of gaining some experience for some of our younger guys.
And then what about you, Tony? What have been the keys for you guys?
Really about just trying to figure out what the best version of ourselves are. We had to do a lot of growth, from the Oak Ridge loss, and I feel like the kids have done a fantastic job responding. Brody last week talked a little bit about how coaches challenged our kids and everything along those lines. It's one thing for coaches to challenge kids, it's another for kids to respond. And that's probably where I've been the most pleased, is just the way that our kids have responded, just across the board. And really have taken it to their, personal pride of really being able to say, hey, we need to get better each week, because let's face it, for all intents and purposes, this game is a playoff game. It's 2 quality teams, 2 high caliber programs right now. And it's correct me if I'm wrong, but Portland next week, it's Reed City for us, and then we're hoping that we're all in the playoffs. So, this is really kind of the start of the playoffs as far as that mindset, I think, for both groups.
Yeah, certainly, and we'll kind of swing it to the players now. Friday's matchup, Tug, what does Montague need to do to keep the bell for a 7th straight year and win the conference title outright? What are the things that are going to be important for you guys?
We just got to read our keys, stick to what we know, play our game. We can't get caught up playing something different, switching our stuff around just because they're coming out and doing different things. We just got to stick to what we know.
And then what about you, Braden? What do you think are the things you guys need to do to pull this off and bring the bell back over the bridge?
I think we, first things first, I think we need to come in and have a really strong week of practice. We've done a really good job with that the past few weeks, having really good weeks of practice, going hard, challenging each other, it just makes us better. And, just stick to what we've been doing and, yeah.
Any closing thoughts from anybody? Coaches, players, any other thoughts?
I'm just excited to get the week going here and see what it's all about Friday night.
Any thoughts? Any thoughts, Tony?
I think that this is, whether you're a Montague kid or a Whitehall kid, it's going to be a memorable game. Last year it was a great opportunity for both teams, but there was still something missing there in relationship to, we couldn't get full capacity. and in the stadium. And I think that this game specifically, if we saw anything from Muskegon Mona Shores, this is going to be a full capacity game. So, enjoy the moment. These don't come, that often as far as in your life, and enjoy every second of it, guys.
I think you took the words right out of my mouth. That was my next thought, because we were there it was our CatchMark game of the week last week at Mona Shores, Muskegon, which Muskegon won 49-28. And we expect another great game this week. Just great atmosphere at Mona Shores. I think it's going to be very much the same over at Whitehall. So I want to thank all the players and all the fans who showed up for this. So before we say goodbye and sign off here, let me just hear it from you guys.
Let's go Whitehall!
And Montague. All right, that'll wrap it up, everybody. I'm Scott DeCamp from CatchMark Sports. Check us out on CatchMarkSports.com. Thanks a lot. We'll have coverage all week.